Over the past 18 months, President Macri has taken important steps to break down barriers to growth, eased currency controls, re-entered global capital markets, cut import and export tariffs, modernized labor rules, and invested in much-needed infrastructure. And today, President Macri and I continue discussions on expanding agricultural trade between the United States and Argentina. And I can tell you, we are very close to completing an agreement that will benefit American pork producers and Argentinian consumers to strengthen the trade relationship between both our countries. The truth is, Argentina has reemerged as a leading example of the productive and positive future that Latin America is building for itself. Furthermore, under President Macri's leadership, Argentina is once again a leader on the global stage. Later this year, Argentina will host the World Trade Organization Ministerial Conference, and next year, Argentina will assume the G20's presidency. In a very real sense, when it comes to Latin America, the model of Argentina is the future. But fortunately, Argentina is not alone in pursuing pro-growth reforms across this region. The good news is that similar efforts are underway across Latin America, and the people of this region are choosing the path of progress and economic reform. In Colombia, where I was yesterday, the government is leveraging peace to bring economic opportunity to the areas that have lacked it for decades. In Brazil, structural reforms to the labor, fiscal, and pension systems are building a more open, integrated, and competitive economy. And when I met with leaders of the Northern Triangle nations of Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador in June at the inaugural Conference on Prosperity and Security, those leaders all committed to improve the economic climate through historic regulatory and tax reforms. Latin America is on the move. And as all these nations continue to break down barriers, to root out corruption, and unleash the entrepreneurial spirit of their citizens, the progress will be a win-win for the United States of America and all our neighbors in Latin America. Truth is, U.S. businesses, like many of those gathered here, are already responding to these actions with renewed confidence and investment, supporting jobs in the United States and across Latin America. Here in Argentina, Viacom recently acquired the major broadcaster, Telefe, one of the first major deals inked under President Macri's leadership. In the Vaca Muerta unconventional gas field, American companies like Exxon and Chevron are working together with their Argentinian counterparts to unleash affordable and abundant energy that will drive a growing economy. Beyond Argentina, U.S. companies are investing in Latin America like never before. Cargill recently announced major investments in Colombia, where it now employs some 5,000 people. In Panama, Caterpillar helped cut the new channel for the Panama Canal, that great artery of commerce so central to the prosperity of our hemisphere and the world. Such investments in a multitude of industries will only grow as Argentina and Latin America continue to enact competitive, growth-oriented reforms. And this will further strengthen the economies of all of our nations, and it will strengthen the commerce and the significant trade relationships that we already enjoy. Our administration welcomes these economic reforms, and we welcome the economic progress of Latin America. But we must never forget that security is the foundation of our prosperity. And here, too, the United States will not waver in our efforts to ensure the safety and security of the American people and the Western Hemisphere as a whole. From North Korea to Iran, the threats to our global security are numerous and growing. And no threat is more widespread than that of global terrorism. Argentina is no stranger to this enemy. This year marks the 25th anniversary of the bombing at the Israeli embassy, which was followed 2 years later by the Umia bombing, the deadliest terrorist attack in the history of Argentina. These two attacks claimed the lives of 114 innocents. And earlier today, it was my great honor to visit a memorial to these victims in the Metropolitan Chapel and breathe a prayer and read a verse in their memory. The threat of terror still looms across our hemisphere, and we will stand together to confront it and protect our people from it. And so too must we stand together to confront the most immediate threat to Latin America's security and prosperity, the menace of transnational crime. The human cost of crime is incalculable in destroyed lives and in violence. But the economic cost is well known. By some estimates, transnational crime now consumes up to 3% of the gross domestic product of South America and the Caribbean. In some Central American countries, the damage is more than double. The cancer of crime and corruption will continue to stifle Latin America's progress so long as it exists. So every nation must redouble our efforts to end the scourge of corruption and transnational crime, and the United States of America will continue to partner with our neighbors in the region to achieve it. The newly launched Argentina-United States Dialogue on Illicit Finance and Cyber Policy Working Group is helping us achieve this goal. The United States is proud to assist President Macri in his campaign to crack down on drug trafficking and strengthen border controls. The United States will also continue to work with Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Paraguay, and Uruguay to improve our intelligence sharing and cooperation to disrupt security threats. And to the north, in Colombia, the Caribbean, and Central America, the United States is continuing to coordinate with our partners to staunch the flow of illegal drugs, dismantle trafficking networks, and remove the cocaine fields that are the source of so much misery in our country and in countries across this region. Latin America has come so far in prosperity and security because today you share with the United States in so many ways, in so many places, a renewed commitment to freedom, to democracy, and to the rule of law. These values are the foundation of a brighter future that we all seek, and so they will always be the foundation.